Hi, I'm David Katz with thepostgame.com, and we're joined by NFL wide receiver Greg Jennings. Greg, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
How's your Super Bowl week going so far?
It's going great. I'm here with you, so that makes it even better.
If this is the highlight of your week, we got to talk offline.
Yeah,
Okay.
Man, I need a pep talk.
All right. So you've been fortunate enough to play with arguably two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and Mr. Favre and Aaron Rodgers. How would you compare the two?
I wouldn't. I would let them be who they are.
As someone who catches their balls, let me ask you: Didn't sound good? You didn't like that? There's with Deflategate and everything, everyone's talking about balls.
Yeah.
So I figured we could talk about it now.
Football.
As men, we can talk about this stuff.
Let's talk.
Okay. So as we talk about it, was one of theirs easier to catch? Did any of these guys throw a ball that was easier to catch? Because some of these guys throw it particularly hard, particularly tight. Is there anything about the style and the way these guys play that's easier or more difficult?
They both threw the ball very well. I mean, they both threw a catchable ball, as does the guy that is playing quarterback for me now, Teddy Bridgewater. He throws a very good ball, tight spiral, easy for me to catch. But my thing is, whether it's a hard throw, soft throw, nobody really cares. They just catch the ball.
That's right.
So it really doesn't matter.
Let's talk a little bit about Teddy. In the past, you've had some very, esteemed quarterbacks, especially when you get to Green Bay and you're working with Mr. Favre. Maybe he's mentoring you at the beginning of your career. Now you're the veteran. You've played with some of the best of all time. Are you in a mentoring situation with Teddy as he kind of develops his skills?
Yeah, definitely the roles have reversed. When I got in the league, I was looking for advice from Brett, and now Teddy's looking for advice from me, the elder statesman. So, kind of a 180 there, but it's been great. It's been really great because I see a young guy who desires to get better and who not only desires to get better, but is willing to put in the work to get better.
So as we can tell from this interview, you have a great personality. And we've seen that in commercials. We've seen that on television. So you have quite an acting career budding. Tell us a little bit about your Criminal Minds experience, The League, Old Spice. You've done all these different types of commercials and television shows.
Yeah, those production crews and directors were crazy. I don't know what they were thinking. They gave me a shot, and I just kind of wung it. Yeah. I didn't know what I was. No, it's been great. I've been trying to make sure that I'm kind of developing those relationships now while I'm on a platform that gives me the leverage to go into those doors and those different avenues. So it's been great. The Criminal Minds was great. That was my first cameo, and then so on and so forth after that. The Old Spice commercials was a big hit. They do a lot of great things. I biased think that the spots that I did were the best, but lifer with
I believe that. Now, are we going to see you in Hollywood? Am I going to go out to a restaurant in Hollywood and see you in a few years, well after your playing career? Are we going to see you as having a career as an actor?
That's the game plan.
All right.
That's the game plan. I'm not putting all my eggs in that one basket, but definitely have a reasonable amount of eggs in that basket.
So how does football prepare you for something like acting? Are those similar in any way?
No. The only similarity is they put you in front of a camera, and whether you're geared for it or not.
Right.
If you don't respond to the camera being in your face, then you're probably not.
Right.
If you do, you probably could fit. But it's a different rush. It really is. Like, I remember the first time on Criminal Minds set when the camera got in my face and it was like right here. It was like action, and I'm trying to pull off this head lab tech. And it just wasn't coming initially. And I'm like, okay, let me do it again. And in football, it just came so naturally. That was like my lane, my gift. And, I had to work at being better. Right. Where acting is I have to develop it even more. We all feel like we have some.
In football, you get one take. They throw you the ball, you catch it or you don't. At least in acting, you get to do many, many takes.
Very true, until they say, you know what, cut. It's not going to work.
Permanent cut. So you're here this week as a part of TGI Fridays. Tell me a little bit about your experience with them.
Absolutely. So are you going to the big game?
I will be going to the big game.
You are going to the big game?
I will be.
So before you go to the big game, what are you doing?
I will probably.
I'm telling you what you're doing. You're going to make yourself happy.
What you tell me to do.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're going to make yourself happy every single hour. At the only place you can make yourself happy every single hour, and that's TGI Friday.
TGI Fridays.
Happy every hour. Endless amount of happiness, not just 1 hour of happiness, happy every hour up into the game, and then your team either wins or loses. If your team loses, go back to Fridays because they guarantee
that's the only place you'll be happy at that point.
Hour.
That's great. Greg, thank you so much for being here this week. Enjoy the week at Super Bowl. Pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Take care.